vaccinated?
I am vaccinated.
No, I'm not.
You have smallpox, you have chickenpox, you have measles. There's lots of things that you're vaccinated for already.
Long term is for sure going to bring out results to show if being vaccinated was an appropriate or a non-necessary matter.
The side effects aren't that great. The long-term ramifications of it are much better.
Again, long term we don't know because we don't know what their current vaccine studies will show to be as safe or non-safe measures.
How can we end this pandemic? Everyone has to do their part.
I don't think it is a pandemic.
Stop being selfish, think of the greater good, like Star Trek.
It should be each person's and each business's choice as to how they want to proceed forward.
Don't be selfish.
NFL is going strong right now. We have stadiums packed.
I understand fear, but fear mostly comes from being uneducated about it.
This is Proverbs 22:3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. Shalom, Kahala Yahweh Bashem Yahushai.
You vaccinated? I am vaccinated.
The apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the elect, who is the house of David reborn again in this generation. And shalom to the 130 Yasharallah, who today are known as the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who before losing the true heritage, we were known as and still are the true Hebrew Israelites of the Holy Bible. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about the two separate sides of the current narrative when it comes to being educated as far as knowing what's going on with these jabs. Now, in this video, you've seen two examples, right? You've seen this man here, this fat, rotund, sweaty, couldn't even stand. Jake is, blowing off some sweat, titties sagging down to his damn stomach, had no understanding. Basically, his talking points were all basically ad hominems that you hear on news from, for the greater good. Everybody do their part, saying false things like the side effects aren't that bad. Well, I guess death isn't that bad, right? According to this guy here, right? And saying that the long-term ramifications outweigh it. Well, we don't understand what the long-term ramifications of this are, right? We haven't gotten there yet. But again, you have simple as Jakes like this, people that have no understanding, that will go along to get along. And just looking at this man, you can see that this guy he doesn't have the ability to withstand any type of how can I put it? Any type of he has no self-control, right? So he try to make this man wait out, and you're probably not gonna be waiting for that long. Now, compared to the other what I believe is an Issacharite, right? He seemed to understand what was going on with the situation, right? He understood that this really isn't a pandemic, that it's a manufactured pandemic, that the jabs, that there's no evidence for what the long-term ramification is. Also understanding that it's better to wait than to partake in this experiment, right? But again, and this man obviously was able to talk truth to power, right? Stand his ground and actually articulate what some of the true points of what should be considered during these times. Now, the funny thing is that the Lord tripped up this Jake here, when he was trying to sound smart, man, right? What do you say? Let's see if we can play that again.
Uneducated about it, but fear mostly comes from being uneducated about it.
So there you go. All right. So this is your poster child. This is what Esau, the so-called Caucasian race, right, wants you Israelites, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans to be, man. He wants you to be dumb, docile, overweight, uneducated, unthinking people, so that way he could easily destroy you, man. Okay, this guy here is a product of Babylon the Great, America. Right now, let's go and get this real quick. This is Micah 2:10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction. Right now, this is a commandment, to the Israelites, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who are going to be dwelling in America in the last days. Right now, this doesn't mean to physically, depart out of America. It doesn't mean to go to another country. No, this is spiritually speaking about removing yourself from the ways of America. Right? It's no longer participating in the American way. Right? That man, the rotund Jake, was all entrenched. He was engulfed in the American lifestyle, man. Right? I doubt that man ever missed an American breakfast, meal, or lunch a day in his life. Right? He's an example of what it is to live the American lifestyle and to be destroyed by it, man. Right? And you could tell that guy's insides were probably all jacked up, right? Just from his lifestyle, man. Now, the reason why it tells you here too is it says that this is not our rest is because, you see, America is not the place where we are going to build our empire, right? There's no such thing as you Negro, Latino, and Native Americans working hard and continually putting in, hours to build something up here, right? Though, there are exceptions where you do have individuals or families, or people of our nations who have come together and who have actually built up a fairly sizable corporation or business and have made a very good living, right? But these are the exceptions and not the rules. Remember, this place here as a nation, us Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are not going to prosper here. And why is that? Well, because it tells you that the Lord has placed us here under the captivity of our enemies, these Edomites, the so-called Caucasian race, to serve out our punishment. And what is that punishment for? Well, it tells you in Deuteronomy 28 and 60 or 15 all the way on down, right? That the curses that would fall upon us for not following the commandments that we had made, or the covenant that we had made with the Lord after we had been taken out of Egypt in that grand exodus, right? We have failed to follow that covenant, and what we are living out now is the punishment, right, for that breaking of that commandment. Now, the great news for us Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans is that punishment, for the most part, is coming to an end. Okay, we are now starting to live the very last days of those curses, and we're starting to see that those curses are starting to fall upon our enemies. Right? This is why our enemies' empire, the kingdom, right, all the Caucasian countries around the world are starting to implode in one way or another, from their economies being destroyed, from them fighting against each other, to their to their once allies now talking bad against them, man. Right? And you see our people rising up. You're seeing our people starting to leave the Western ways. Well, some of our people, right? Like this Jake here in this video, man. His ass is gonna stay stuck to Esau's titty till the days that the nuke come down, man. His ass is, people like him are an example of what not to be, right? This guy here, if he is, religious, he probably is. He's probably there praying to sweet baby Jesus, right? And after church, probably goes and eats his ham sandwiches and shit, man. Talking about, that the Lord's, that he's saved and shit, right? These people have no understanding, and they don't realize what's going on. That's why they act as foolish as they do. This is Ecclesiastes 9 and 12. For man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare. So are the sons of men snared in an evil time, when it falleth suddenly upon them. Right? And you see that Jake there, who's taking those jabs, who couldn't even stand or bear standing without breaking a sweat, man. He is caught in a snare in an evil time, and he doesn't even understand it. Right? He's there trying to give excuses of why you should get it. And why is that? Because you see, a lot of the people who are taking these jabs, man, though they know that it's not a good idea, they are going to, because of their mindset, because of cognitive dissonance, they're going to talk a good game. They're going to try to rationalize their opinion, right? They're going to try to rationalize their choice that they foolishly made, right? They're going to say, oh, you should get it. It's like it's for the greater good, just like Star Trek, right? This shows you, man, that guy has no understanding. He's probably one of these keyboard warriors out here who talk shit about this truth that, us here at Great Millstone, starting with Apostle Tahara on down, bring on out, right? These are the people out there who are saying that the people who haven't taken these jabs need to be killed and, die off and be jailed, right? These are the same people, man. And why do they say stuff like that? Well, because they have no understanding. They don't understand that they themselves are caught in an evil time, and they simply want to remove from their life the reminder that they actually made a wrong choice, right? So I just wanted to show you that quick video clip just to give you an example, man, how there is going to be tons and tons of people out there who are naive and foolish that are going to be making up the masses of these dead people out on the streets once these jabs show what they're really about. So with all that, I want to give all praises to Yahweh B'Shem El Shai, B'Shem Kokodash, the one of my teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the elect. Shalom.